Magomed Ankalaev, number 7 in the light heavyweight division, opens up as a -340 favorite against a staple in the light heavyweight division in number 8 ranked Volkan Oezdemir, who has a +270 comeback. Now, let me ask you this, my man. I know that I'm biased, and I have to take a step back and I have to try to look at this objectively, but I truly believe that Magomed Ankalaev is the future of the light heavyweight division. I do believe he will be the champion in the very, very near future, but he has to pass this test if he has any chance in making that prophecy come to fruition. Volkan Oezdemir, do you think, my man, because listen, let's be honest with you, or let's be honest here, he's 2-3 in his last 5, right? He's a big name, but he has dropped a couple losses to the likes of Anthony Smith, Dominic Reyes, and lastly, Yuri Prochazka. Do you think that we are doing the "what have you done for me lately" thing as opposed to respecting the name, the resume, the career of a Volkan Oezdemir? Because the man is as game as they come, man. This dude is a heavy hitter. He walks forward. He's very patient. But Magomed Ankalaev is a different beast. So do you think that we're doing the "what have you done for me lately" on him? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I would say yes to a point. Though the biggest thing I think about Oezdemir that unsettles me a little bit is he was an absolute killer like 5 years ago. Like the game has evolved so much that this dude, he's down for a war. He's heavy-handed. The only problem is he keeps his head on the center line, but that's what gives him his power. You know, he has that upright style that he's willing to trade a little bit. But because he's doing that, you know, he's able to get caught. He has serious power in the counter shots. This dude is insane. But like I said, the game has evolved so much over the last like 5-10 years that style doesn't really work anymore, man. You got to be light, fast on your feet, hard to hit. And I agree with you, Derek. I've been giving my Ankalaev a little bit of not as much shine as I need to, but this dude is serious, man. He is the real deal come up on the future. And his style that he has, whether it goes to the ground, whether it's on the feet, this is for real deal, man. Hard matchup for Oezdemir coming up.
I absolutely agree with you, man. But that's the thing about Volkan Oezdemir is that, yeah, the game has evolved and all that, but he's still so young, dude. He's 32 years old. So that's what's crazy because you think of him like, oh, this old man Oezdemir. Like, no, he's a young prime cat. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man, 75-inch reach apiece for both of these fighters, man. 6'1" is Oezdemir, 6'3" is Ankalaev. But I don't think that should matter too much because whether this fight takes place on the feet or on the, we get into some grappling exchanges, man, I think it's going to end kind of early. So I want to ask you off the bat, my man, the over-under for this fight is 2.5 rounds, plus 110 to go over 2.5 rounds, minus 140 to go under 2.5 rounds. So the odds makers think that this is going to end in a knockout pretty early. Do you agree with that consensus? And if a knockout does come, who's going to get knocked out on this one, do you think?
Yeah, man, I'm going with the under on this one. I'm rocking with the odds makers, man. I'm going Ankalaev, man. KO round 2. Okay. I think he's going to knock out Oezdemir, whether it's a ground and pound or something standing on the feet. Like I said, the biggest problem I see with Oezdemir, he has that power, but it's because he stays with that head on center line and he's willing to counter shot. But you can't counter shot with Ankalaev, man. This dude, you leave a little bit of hole open, he's going to put an absolute hole in your face, just like he did to, was it Jan Kutalaba, both round 1? Yeah, man. This one I think's ending early. What do you think?
I agree with the under as well. I think that this one can end early, but I'm not unopen, I guess I should say. I am open to this going to the over because Oezdemir has a chin on him, man. Yes, does he get knocked out from time to time? Yes, he does. But this dude walks through flames, bro. Like, he walks through absolute fire, man. So when you look at his last 5, right? Yuri Prochazka, he gets knocked out round 2. Alexander Rakic, he wins that fight, split decision. And Rakic is a tough outing every single time, right? Ilir Latifi knocked him out. I mean, Ilir Latifi is a name right there. Dominic Reyes loses a split decision. Anthony Smith loses via submission in the 3rd round. Now, for Magomed Ankalaev, he defeats Nikita Krylov, very impressive. Ion Kutalaba twice, right? Both knockouts in the 1st round. Dolce Lungiambula, 3rd round KO, very impressive. And then Klidson Abreu with the unanimous decision win, those are all very impressive, but I can clearly argue that Oezdemir has a more impressive resume in his last 5. So we can't discount him too much because you're going against literally Anthony Smith, who could have been, I mean, these like, what are we? 2 title challengers, right? One dude who's, crowned already to be one of the next lightweight champs in Yuri Prochazka. It's just a little bit different, man. So this is arguably the biggest test of Ankalaev's career. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Definitely on paper as well as fighting style, too. I think this is going to give him one of the hardest chances because of how good of a chin Oezdemir has.
Do you think is there any opportunity or any exchange that can happen in this fight where an Ankalaev just gets caught slipping, man, and an Ozdemir just puts it on him? Because he has good combos, man, and all it takes is one from him. And my thing about Ozdemir is that he's so dangerous when he doesn't overcommit to his shots. Because sometimes he gets a little reckless and he sees the opening, he goes, oh shit, and then starts like doing these crazy blitzes and then gets countered and dropped, you know what I'm saying? But when he's just patient, composed within himself, dude, he is so dangerous, man. And he has very underrated takedown defense, which could be part of Ankalaev's game. So what do you think on that?
Yeah, I think if Ozdemir is going to get the KO, it has to come off the counter shot. Staying patient, letting Magomed make a little bit of a mistake and then counter shot, you know, coming in with the left hook, whatever he has, because he does have some serious power in those, and it's the ones that you don't see that hurt you the most. And I think Ozdemir in his tenure, you know, he's 17-5, but this dude's been in the game for a long time, that in his tenure, he's able to see those holes and adjust it mid-fight and get that KO. If there's ever going to be a time, it's going to be in the counter shots. What do you think?
No, I agree with you. That's a pretty legitimate assessment right there. So I want to play devil's advocate because, like I said, I opened this up by saying I am absolutely biased towards Magomed Ankalaev, but I do think the man has the harder shots. I do think that he's just a little more technical, a little more slick, and that roundhouse kick he has is a night ender. Whether it's the front kick like he did to Dalcha Lungi and Bula or the roundhouse, man, he could put you to sleep with him. So I already said I'm going the under on this one, under 2.5 rounds, and I'm going Magomed Ankalaev via KO, man. I think it's going to be somewhat of an early night, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the OG veteran in the game, Ozdemir, pull out a decision loss or whatever the case may be. But don't count the man out, man. Plus 270 is Volkan Oezdemir, folks. So, you know, if that's something you're interested in, go ahead. But clearly, we're taking Ankalaev here, man. So.